Hey there guys, welcome back to the New Nassau Food Forest. My name is Ross and I've got a little bit of a different video for you today. Today we're making our own toothpaste out of eggshells. These are all eggshells that I've been saving from back when I had chickens, and with the purpose of making our own toothpaste. So first off, we're going to sterilize the eggshells. I'm boiling up some water right now. We're waiting on that to boil. And then we'll boil the eggshells for a few minutes. We'll dry them out and then powder them up and then mix them with a few other ingredients and see what happens. Alright, so our water's at a rolling boil and we're going to add some eggshells. We're going to boil these for about 15 minutes just to make sure that they're completely sterilized. Alright, so I'm just gonna break them up a little bit, I guess. Make sure they're all down underneath the water level there. There we go. We'll cover it up, set the timer for 15 minutes, and then check on them then. Alright guys, well our 15 minutes of boiling is up. So we're going to turn that off. Got a colander here in the sink. We're just going to dump all these guys out into the colander and strain them. That is hot. Smells like hard-boiled eggs. All right, a smart step that I should have done while I was waiting on these guys to boil. It's hot. Would have been to preheat my oven, because now we have to suck all the water out of these guys. Depending on what I've read, I've seen 175 to 225. I'm gonna have to turn the camera off and find out what that is again. I will make a note of that and tell you guys when I get back. It's 225. So we're preheating the oven for 225. While we wait, we're gonna go ahead and spread all these guys out on a baking sheet and get ready to dehydrate. Good thing I opened my oven because I had a bunch of cast iron in there. So pull those guys out. Get our baking sheet. And we will spread these guys out on here. I'm probably going to try this again at some point, although this is a lot of eggshells and I may not have to do this again for a very long time. And just stick them in my dehydrator like this. But I kind of wanted to do this faster, and these will have to dehydrate all night probably in order to get all the moisture out of them. Whereas in the oven, I think I only have to do it for a couple hours. That'll be another one that I'll have to check. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll stick these in the oven once the oven's preheated, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so the oven's preheated to 225, and this says we only have to do it for 20 minutes. So let's give it a shot and see what this looks like. Slide those guys in there. Set a timer for 20 minutes and see what the deal is. Alright, that's been 20 minutes in the oven, so we're going to pull it out and see what our eggshells look like. Well, they look like eggshells. Still a lot of moisture on some of this stuff, though. Yeah, there's still a lot of moisture here. I'm going to put them in for another 20 minutes. And then we might end up putting them in the dehydrator. Alright, another 20 minutes it is. Alright, it's been another 20 minutes. Let's check on these eggshells. Where's my... Okay, that's more like it. So I guess we're gonna grind a few of these up and see what it looks like. They should grind into a nice fine powder. Let's see what the deal is. Last thing I did in this was cranberry hibiscus. So I'll just toss a few of these in here and see what happens. All right, guys, so we've got these eggshells ground up into a nice fine powder. And now we're going to mix it all up in some toothpaste. What we are going to be using, in addition to our eggshells, which at this point is just basically calcium carbonate, we're also going to use some baking soda, which can help polish your teeth and remineralize your enamel. We're also going to use coconut oil, which when I was doing my yoga teacher training, I learned about coconut pulls, where you would just swish coconut oil around in your mouth and it would pull the toxins out of your gums and stuff. Coconut oil's really good for you, and it's going to kind of turn our powder into more of a paste if you're into that. It's not necessary, you don't have to add it. I've been experimenting with different toothpastes for a while now, and I've brushed it with stuff that looks a lot like this, where it's just powder. But I've also used different pastes. I've added charcoal, and all kinds of stuff. So we're looking at, sort of lost count here. I think it was 5 or 6 of these spoons. I don't have measuring spoons yet, so I'm not using them. So we're just going to kind of wing it. But 5 or 6 of those, and then I guess that means we'll do like a third of this for baking soda. It's just a little bit. It's not really. I can barely tell what's in here. You don't have to add baking soda, but, or at least I don't think you do. Again, this is all experimentation. You could probably just stick a toothbrush right into the eggshells, brush your teeth with it, and it'd be fine. Something else. For a little bit of flavor and added protection, I'm going to use some essential oil. This is called On Guard Protective Blend. That means nothing to me, but what is important in here, clove bud is in here, cinnamon is in here, orange peel is in here, rosemary is in here. I'm really in it for the clove and cinnamon, mostly for the taste and the scent. Those oils do have benefits as far as removing
it's hard to
bacteria
tell now.
And fungal buildup. So it is a plus. I am using
finer, but that could be
certified pure therapeutic grade essential oil, and it is intended for internal use. So we will add
be hard
a
to tell,
bit of that,
but
the grains are still really big. I wonder if I can get this
oils,
down to a finer powder. Make sure if you're ingesting them that you're using stuff with the coffee grinder or the spice grinder, or if this is part of the. It's a good idea. Check on that. Part of the adding it to the coconut oil that makes it look like that. Clean spoon
for adding the
for our coconut oil. Turn this down here so you can see what I'm doing here. And obviously I've got a ton of eggshells left over, just kind of testing stuff out. I like using the mortar and pestle. I will likely use a spice grinder or a coffee grinder for the rest of this, because there's a lot of it, and that was about 15 minutes of grinding. We'll stir this up here. Clearly I need more coconut oil. Probably should have thought of that before I added it into this. Get another clean spoon. Scoop that in there. And we'll just keep mixing this up until it is the paste consistency that we want. All right, we've moved into the bathroom. I have my toothbrush with a wooden handle. Sustainability tip if anybody wants to reduce their plastic use. Wooden handled toothbrushes are great. And go ahead and rinse this off.
Let's see.
It'll
We're going to go
dance.
slow with the essential oil here.
Just
The recipe that I looked at said that they use 10 drops of this stuff. 10 drops is a lot.
get it.
I'm going to go with 4.
Doesn't stick
We'll see
to
if
the
it
brush. There we go.
Makes a
All right.
noticeable scent and taste.
Using an above average.
1, 2,
Actually, that's
3,
probably an
4.
average amount of toothpaste, I guess. My countertop is a mess right now. I guess this is.
Smells nice.
All right. Homemade toothpaste, mostly eggshells, baking soda, and a little bit of various essential oils and coconut oil. Let's see how it goes.
Smells really nice.
Right off the bat, I think I hit the nail on the head with the amount of essential oil I used. Flavor's pleasant, mostly orange, a little bit of cinnamon, not too much. It's definitely grainy,
I add a little bit more.
a little salty. Kind of feels like I'm brushing my teeth with
3 more
sand.
drops, I guess. I mean, this is a paste. As far as consistency goes, I think
It's
that
gentle
this
though. As grainy
is fine.
as it feels, it's very gentle.